There is no life genocide balance, only genocide. Dystopian doesn't even begin to describe the feeling of toggling between smiling selfies of friends and in the same moment, images of people being burned alive, children without faces. Seeing these depraved acts daily. And it's so selfish to even talk about. Many of us haven't been the same since seeing this horrific imagery circulated in real time. If you, like me, feel the strain of having one foot in each of two incommensurable realities at once, you are experiencing the psychological distress of witnessing genocide, while every instinct is firing, telling you that you could be doing more. And this isn't the center of our experience. Remember that we are in the periphery, in a privileged space. We don't have the right to even begin to conceive what their material conditions are like in Gaza. But even so, we can recognize some of the more immediate psychological tolls that prolonged exposure is having on us, explaining this tightrope act. The first is vicarious trauma. Even though we're not physically there, witnessing these scenes secondhand can cause PTSD-like symptoms, intrusive thoughts, difficulty sleeping, and feeling emotionally numb. Another effect is moral injury from experiencing this harsh duality, devastation on one side and everyday life on the other. It's the weight of witnessing something morally unjust, accompanied by a sense of betrayal, guilt, or anger toward the world's callousness. Repeated exposure to violence can also lead to desensitization, where we feel numb or disconnected. But when this trauma is contrasted with scenes of normal life, it can also lead to hyperarousal, making it hard to feel safe in any setting as the brain constantly toggles between two jarring realities. This is the one I struggle with the most. Also, the contrast between genocide imagery and business as usual around us can lead to cognitive dissonance, where we struggle to reconcile two conflicting worlds. This mental strain causes irritability and even alienation from those who seem unaffected. Some people experience waves of depersonalization and derealization, detachment from reality where we feel disconnected from ourselves or that the world is surreal or dreamlike. Lastly, compassion fatigue sets in. Constant exposure to trauma without being able to intervene leaves us emotionally depleted, numb, and sometimes feeling guilty for wanting to tune it out, yet compelled to stay engaged. Here's the part where I'm supposed to offer some solution. I'm not here to ask you how your work genocide balance is going. Instead, I'll just say, if you say you're okay, I don't buy it. And if you are, I don't trust you. Why all this pressure to be okay? Nobody needs to be okay. That isn't the point. Our nervous systems are forever dangling on the precipice of burnout. And whether you admit it or not, it is what it is. I think that captures our reality under capitalist relations, a system designed to make dissent an unsustainable endeavor. And many of us feel a constant undercurrent of second-hand survivor's guilt. But you need to remember, to help others, you have to put on the oxygen mask first. You already know some foundational self-care strategies. Food, sleep, hydration. Lift some weights, listen to heavy metal, then channel your anger into advocacy and solidarity. Don't avoid these heavy emotions. Raw dog it and direct them into productive actions. The sum of these psychological tolls brings a gift. You are here spreading awareness when they'd rather you be malleable and compliant. They expect you to feel disempowered, when in fact you need to be allowing the spirit of John Brown to possess your very being. You need to embody that decolonial praxis. Be the mother that's going to end slavery. You don't need to be in perfect shape. Just advocate. Acting instead of reacting is the key to you and all of us coping.